Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today into the world of Oxford University.
Oxford, huh?
Yeah, Oxford, it's a place, well, it's kind of legendary.
Oh, absolutely. Centuries of history, tradition, some of the brightest minds.
Exactly. And our source material for this deep dive, it's actually a podcast.
Oh, interesting.
It's designed to help people learn English.
Makes sense. Using something as iconic as Oxford, I mean, what better way to learn about a language than through its history?
Right, and they've packed it with all sorts of details about Oxford, but we're going beyond just the facts.
I'm going deep.
Deep dive. Uncovering what makes Oxford so special, its impact on the world, why it continues to fascinate everyone.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right. So, first things first, did you know Oxford is one of the oldest universities in the world?
How old are we talking?
Think 1096.
Wow, that's before even, hold on, that's older than the Aztec Empire.
It is crazy, right? Makes you wonder, what was it about this place that made it a center of learning for almost 1,000 years?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce?
Well, one thing that stands out is their unique collegiate system.
Collegiate system.
Yeah, imagine this. Instead of one giant campus, Oxford has over 40 individual colleges.
Whoa, so it's like a university within a university.
Precisely. Each college has its own history, traditions, even rivalries.
Rivalries, like academic throwdowns.
You could say that. It fosters a real sense of community and creates these tight-knit intellectual groups.
Gotcha. So you're not just thrown into this massive pool of students. You have your own little corner of Oxford.
Exactly. And of course, no deep dive into Oxford would be complete without talking about the Bodleian Library.
Ah, the Bodleian. I've heard whispers, millions of books, ancient manuscripts.
It's a book lover's paradise, one of the oldest and largest libraries in Europe.
But what's fascinating is that you can't check out most of the books.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you have to study them right there in the library.
That's kind of wild. I mean, I get it, preserving history and all.
It's about recognizing how valuable these texts are.
Yeah, respecting knowledge in the past. So we've got history, libraries. What about traditions? Oxford's got some pretty unique ones.
Oh, tons. They're woven into the fabric of Oxford life.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, graduates, they wear sub-fusc for their graduation ceremony.
Sub-fuzz.
Yeah, it's traditional academic dress, a visual reminder of, the lineage of scholars who came before them.
A connection to the past. I like it. What else?
Oh, and then there's May morning.
May morning. Okay, tell me more.
So picture this. Dawn on the 1st of May. Thousands gather to hear the Magdalen College Choir sing from the top of Magdalen Tower.
Wow, that's pretty atmospheric.
Right. And then the city just erupts in festivities, dancing, music. It's a whole thing.
That's amazing. So we've got history, traditions, but let's talk about the people, the minds that have come out of Oxford.
Oh, man. Where do we even begin? Prime ministers, scientists, literary giants.
Albert Einstein, J.R. Tolkien, so many influential figures.
It makes you wonder, what's in the water over there?
Right. What do you think makes them so successful?
Well, their tutorial system is pretty unique.
Tutorial system.
Yeah, instead of huge lectures, you have small group or even one-on-one sessions with a professor.
Wow, personalized attention from some of the top experts in your field, that's incredible.
It's intense, intellectually stimulating, really forces you to engage with the material.
I bet. And it's not just learning from professors, right? Oxford attracts students from all over the world.
Oh yeah, true melting pot of cultures and ideas.
So you're learning from everyone, not just the person at the front of the classroom.
Exactly. And let's not forget about their student life. Over 400 clubs and societies.
400! That's more than some towns have, people.
Chad, is amazing. Shows how passionate and active the students are, whether it's sports, drama, music, you name it, there's a group for it.
Sounds like you could never be bored at Oxford. But let's step outside the classroom for a second.
Okay, where are we going?
The city itself. Oxford's like stepping back in time, cobblestone streets, historic buildings, the River Thames flowing through it.
It's like a living museum, right?
Yeah.
Soaking up history just by walking around.
Exactly. And it's a smaller city, so it feels really connected,
Yeah, definitely a unique atmosphere, inspiring and comforting all at once.
Okay, now let's get practical. How does Oxford actually prepare you for life after graduation?
Well, their career services are top-notch.
So they help you find a job.
More than that, they help you develop the skills you need to succeed. Critical thinking, problem solving, communication.
So it's not just about getting a job, it's about being successful in whatever you do.
Exactly. Plus, the Oxford network, it's powerful stuff, connections all over the world.
It's like a secret society of brilliant minds.
You could say that.
Yeah.
But it's not just about personal success, right? Oxford really emphasizes research and making a difference.
Yeah, they're known for that. So how does that work for students?
Well, research is embedded in everything they do, and students can get involved early on.
So even as an undergrad, you could be working on groundbreaking projects.
Absolutely. Imagine being part of a team, developing a life-saving vaccine, or exploring the depths of space.
That's incredible.
Right. It's not just about learning from the past, it's about shaping the future. And they don't sacrifice teaching for research either.
So you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Professors bring their cutting-edge research right into the classroom.
So you're learning the newest stuff, not just what's in some old textbook.
Exactly. And that research has a real impact, leading to breakthroughs in medicine, science, you name it.
It's amazing how knowledge can change the world, huh? Now, we've talked about the Bodleian, but Oxford has a whole network of libraries, right?
Oh, absolutely. Each college has its own library, sometimes specializing in specific subjects.
Wow, so you're surrounded by books wherever you go.
Pretty much. And they're not just places to store books, they're lively spaces full of intellectual energy.
I bet. Students debating, sharing ideas, surrounded by history.
It's really something. And many of these libraries, they're architectural masterpieces themselves.
So it's not just about the words on the page, it's the whole experience.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about something a little more fun, extracurricular activities.
Fun. I thought Oxford was all about studying.
Oh, there's plenty of time for fun. Oxford knows a well-rounded education needs more than just academics.
Okay, so what do they offer?
Everything. Theater, music, art, museums, you can attend concerts, plays, exhibitions.
Sounds like a constant cultural buzz.
It is. And if you're into sports, they've got you covered too.
Sports? Like what?
Rowing is huge, of course, the famous
Right.
boat race against Cambridge.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
But there's rugby, football, cricket, anything you can think of.
So whether you're a serious athlete or just want to stay active, there's something for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people listening are probably thinking, okay, this all sounds amazing, but how do I actually get into Oxford?
Yeah, it's known for being pretty tough to get into.
It is competitive, but don't let that scare you off. The most important thing is to be passionate about what you want to study.
So it's not all about grades.
Grades are important, but Oxford's looking for more than that.
What are they looking for?
They want to see intellectual curiosity, a love of learning, and a desire to make a positive impact.
So you have to show them who you are, not just what's on your transcript.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your personal statement, that's your chance to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get an interview, don't stress. They want to get to know you, understand how you think.
So it's a conversation, not an interrogation.
Precisely. Show them your passion, your ability to think critically, and you'll be fine.
That's good to know. Now, one last thing before we wrap up this part. I'm really impressed by Oxford's focus on social responsibility.
Yeah, they don't just want to create brilliant minds. They want those minds to go out and make the world better.
So it's about using your education for the greater good.
Exactly. They encourage community service, volunteering, social justice work,
Are there specific programs for that?
tons. Student-led organizations tackling everything from poverty to climate change.
That's awesome. It sounds like they're really fostering a culture of giving back.
They are. Oxford wants its graduates to think critically about the world's problems and be part of the solution.
So it's not just about personal achievement, it's about contributing to something bigger.
Exactly. I think that's what makes Oxford truly special. They empower their students to make a real difference.
It's like they're saying, here's an amazing education, now go out and change the world.
That's a great way to put it. So we've covered a lot of ground today. History, traditions, academics. But we've only just scratched the surface.
There's so much more to discover. Stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive into the fascinating world of Oxford University.
Can't wait. Welcome back to our deep dive into Oxford. Last time we touched on how diverse Oxford is, with students from all over the world.
Yeah, a true melting pot of cultures. But it's one thing to attract diverse students, it's another to make them feel welcome and supported, you know.
Absolutely. Diversity without inclusivity doesn't really work. So how does Oxford create that inclusive environment? Well, they've got a bunch of scholarships and financial aid programs.
Oh, that's great. So it's not just for the wealthy elite.
Not at all. They want to make sure anyone with the talent and drive can attend, regardless of their background.
That's fantastic. But financial aid is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Right. Oxford also has a really strong support system for students.
So like what kind of support?
Well, they have academic advisors, peer mentors, even counselors.
So they're not just throwing you in the deep end and saying, good luck.
Nope. They want you to thrive. academically and personally.
That makes sense. What about the social side of things? How do students from different backgrounds connect?
Remember those 400-plus clubs and societies we talked about?
Yeah, the ones that cover everything from Quidditch to cheese tasting.
Exactly. They're a great way for students to find people with shared interests, regardless of where they come from.
It's like a built-in friend network.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's not just about socializing. A lot of these clubs also do community service and outreach.
Oh, that's cool. So they're connecting with the wider Oxford community, too.
Exactly. It's all about creating a sense of belonging, no matter who you are or where you're from.
I love that. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk more about research.
Research. Ah, yes. The heart and soul of Oxford.
We touched on it last time, but I want to dig deeper. It's one thing to learn existing knowledge. It's another to create new knowledge.
Absolutely. Research is what drives innovation, what pushes the boundaries of human understanding.
And Oxford is known for being at the forefront of research.
Exactly. And they don't just keep it locked away in some ivory tower. Students are encouraged to get involved from day one.
Really? So even as an undergrad, you could be working on cutting-edge research projects.
Oh, yeah. Imagine working alongside world-renowned experts, maybe helping develop a new medical treatment or uncovering ancient secrets.
That's amazing. It's like something out of a movie.
It's real life at Oxford. You're not just studying history, you're making it.
That's so cool. But with so much emphasis on research, does that mean teaching suffers?
Not at all. Oxford sees teaching and research as two sides of the same coin. Professors bring their research experience right into the classroom. It enriches the learning and makes it super engaging.
So you're getting the most up-to-date information, not just what's in some outdated textbook.
Precisely. And the benefits of this research, they extend far beyond Oxford.
In what way?
Well, their research has led to countless breakthroughs that have literally changed the world.
That's incredible. It's like they're not just educating students, they're improving lives globally.
Exactly. Now, let's not forget about the library.
Oh, right. We talked about the Bodleian, but there's more, right?
So many more.
Mm-hmm.
Each college has its own library, often with special collections focused on specific subjects.
So it's like a library buffet. You can pick and choose based on your interests.
Pretty much. And these libraries, they're not just quiet study spaces.
They're not.
Well, they are that, but they're also vibrant intellectual hubs full of energy and discussion.
I bet. Students debating, sharing ideas, surrounded by centuries of knowledge.
It's really special. And a lot of these libraries are housed in stunning historic buildings, which just adds to the atmosphere.
I can imagine stepping into one of those libraries must be like traveling through time.
It is. All right, let's step outside the libraries and explore what else Oxford has to offer.
Like what? More secret societies.
Maybe. But I was thinking more along the lines of extracurricular activities.
Okay, besides the hundreds of clubs we already talked about.
Well, Oxford is a hub for arts and culture, sports, and community involvement.
So it's not all work and no play.
Definitely not. There are theaters, music venues, art galleries, museums. You can attend concerts, plays, exhibitions.
Sounds like a never-ending cultural feast.
It is. And for those who are more athletically inclined, Oxford has a long and storied sporting tradition.
Oh, right, like the boat race against Cambridge.
Exactly. But there's so much more than just rowing. Rugby, football, cricket, tennis, swimming, you name it, they've got it.
Wow, so whether you're a serious athlete or just want to try something new, there's an option for you.
Absolutely. Now, I know a lot of people are probably intimidated by the thought of applying to Oxford.
Yeah, it has a reputation for being super competitive.
It is, but don't let that stop you from trying. The most important thing is to be passionate about your chosen field of study.
So it's not just about perfect grades.
Not entirely. Oxford wants well-rounded individuals who demonstrate a genuine love of learning and a desire to make a difference in the world.
So they're looking for more than just a good test taker.
Exactly. Your personal statement is your chance to show them who you are, what drives you, what makes you unique.
So let your personality shine through.
Exactly. And if you're lucky enough to get an interview, don't be afraid to be yourself.
So it's more of a conversation than a grilling.
Precisely. They want to get to know you, see how your mind works, show them your enthusiasm, your willingness to think critically, and you'll be just fine.
That's reassuring to hear. Okay, before we wrap up this part, I want to circle back to something that really struck me, Oxford's emphasis on social responsibility.
Yes. It's not just about personal achievement, it's about using your education to make a positive impact on the world.
It's about giving back, right?
Exactly. Oxford encourages students to get involved in community service, volunteering, and social justice initiatives.
Are there any specific programs or opportunities for students who want to make a difference?
Tons. There are so many student-led organizations tackling a wide range of social issues, from poverty to climate change. And the university itself provides funding, resources, and mentorship to support these efforts.
Wow, that's amazing. It sounds like they're really fostering a culture of giving back.
They are. Oxford wants its graduates to be engaged citizens who are committed to making the world a better place.
That's inspiring. It's like they're saying, here's a world-class education, now go out and use it to make a difference.
Precisely. They're empowering students to be agents of change.
I love that. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive.
We have. We've explored Oxford's commitment to diversity and inclusivity, its emphasis on research and its global impact, and its vibrant extracurricular scene, from libraries to sports and everything in between.
And we've also touched on the application process and the importance of social responsibility.
It's clear that Oxford is more than just a university. It's a community, a network, a launch pad for future leaders and change makers.
Exactly. But our journey isn't over yet. Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the fascinating traditions, stories, and legacy that make Oxford truly unique. Welcome back for the final part of our Oxford adventure. We've covered so much ground already, but before we wrap up, we have to talk about the traditions, those little things that make Oxford so special.
Oh, the traditions. It's like stepping into a time capsule that connect you to centuries of history.
Exactly. One that really stands out to me is the formal hall dinners.
Ah, formal hall, a classic Oxford experience.
Imagine this. You're in a grand hall, surrounded by portraits of famous scholars, wearing an academic gown.
Candlelight, long tables, delicious food.
It's like a scene from Harry Potter.
Huh, you're not wrong. But it's more than just a fancy dinner. It's a ritual that connects students to the past.
And to each other, right. It creates that sense of community.
Absolutely. Sharing stories, laughter, good food, it all adds to the magic.
I love that. What other traditions are there?
Well, there's the matriculation ceremony.
Matriculation, that sounds serious.
It is. It's the official welcome ceremony for new students.
So it's like, welcome to Oxford. You're officially one of us now.
Exactly. It's a pretty big deal. A symbolic moment.
I bet. Okay, this one I've heard of, the Oxford Union.
Ah, the Union, a legendary debating society.
Where future prime ministers cut their teeth, right?
You could say that. It's a place for lively debate, challenging ideas, and learning to argue persuasively.
And they have some pretty impressive guest speakers, right?
Oh, yeah. Everyone from world leaders to famous authors. It's a pretty amazing experience.
I can only imagine. Now, we can't talk about Oxford traditions without mentioning the boat race.
The boat race.
Yeah.
Oxford versus Cambridge, a rivalry for the ages.
It's more than just a race. It's this huge spectacle.
It is. Crowds lining the Thames, cheering on their teams, the rowers pushing themselves to the limit.
It's a testament to hard work, teamwork, and a little bit of healthy competition.
Exactly. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the people who have made Oxford what it is.
The alumni.
Hmm.
I mean, Oxford has produced some incredible people.
Oh, some of the most influential figures in history, from scientists and writers to politicians and activists.
Stephen Hawking, Margaret Thatcher, Malala Yousafzai, the list is endless.
It's really inspiring to see the impact they've had on the world.
It makes you wonder, what kind of mark could you make with an Oxford education?
That's the beauty of it. The possibilities are endless. Oxford gives you the tools and the network to achieve your dreams.
It's like they're saying, go out there and make us proud.
Exactly. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Oxford, I want you to think about what aspect of it resonated with you the most.
Yeah, what sparked your curiosity? What made you think, I could see myself there?
Maybe it was the history, the traditions, the academic rigor, the global community.
Or maybe it was the idea that you could be part of something bigger, something that could change the world.
Whatever it was, hold on to that feeling, that sense of possibility. Because Oxford isn't just a place, it's an idea, a belief in the power of education to transform lives.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be walking through those historic quads, adding your own chapter to the Oxford story.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a wrap on our deep dive into Oxford. It's been a fascinating journey, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We've learned so much about what makes Oxford such a unique and influential institution.
I hope our listeners feel inspired to learn more and maybe even explore their own Oxford dreams.
Me too. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the things that fascinate you.
That's what it's all about. Thanks for joining us.